Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today what I want to talk about is the dynamic loft on the Mevo Plus. Obviously if you have the unit, you know that that number isn't included in the parameters, but if you think about it, all it is the difference between angle of attack and spin loft. So that difference is dynamic loft, which is really important because that's what determines what is the loft that you're given to the golf club on impact. So in other words, basically dynamic loft is a number where you can find out whether you're de-lofting the club on impact or you're adding loft on impact. Simple as that. So how much lower do you want to have it? I did some research and basically it varies from 20 to 30% lower than what you have. So if you have, like my 7-iron is 30.5, that's the static loft. I'm looking for a dynamic loft that should be about like 24 at the minimum, so you can go down to even 22. Okay, so I have my 7-iron is the static loft is 30.5. I'm gonna hit some shots so I can demonstrate for you. So 30.5 is the loft that I have. Just gonna hit a shot. Kind of fade that a little. Okay, so basically we take the 34.3 spin loft, and the difference between that and the angle of attack is 30.8, and so that is the dynamic loft, which in this case is a little higher than the actual static loft, so that's not a good thing. So basically what I'm doing there, this is the static loft, and when I'm coming down, I'm basically coming down the same. I should be much more like this by leaning forward with the lean forward. And me, I'm just coming back like that. So a lot of golfers struggle with that. They just hit the ball just the same, and so that way you're not going to compress the ball as much, and you're not going to get that much distance. Okay, so the difference here of a spin loft 32.3 and angle of attack negative 2.6 is 29.7, and that will be the dynamic loft. So on the loft in the club a little bit more, but not as much as I would like. I want to get down to like 24. Okay, so we have the difference again, spin loft and angle of attack. In this case we still have a high dynamic loft, but you would think like, why is the distance more on this one, 159.4, if the dynamic loft is about the same as the other ones? And the reason why is because if you look at the spin loft, it's 30.6. The previous one, if you look at back, is 32.3, and then the one before is 34.4. So you want to decrease your dynamic loft by decreasing your spin loft, and not so much by increasing your angle of attack, basically. And I managed to get more distance because of that. A few drills that you can do is one like where you put the drill stick here, and basically you try to get like your pitching wedge. So try to get that impact zone right there, right after the ball. So you can just hit some balls. And I've been doing this a little bit because I'm struggling with putting forward lean. So kind of like that. It's hard to, obviously you're not going to be able to finish the shot, but if you look at the impact position, it's going to be like that always. Okay, so we have a negative 3.9 angle of attack and a high spin loft 35.2. So the dynamic loft there is going to be 31.3, higher than the static loft. Basically, and I still got 149 carry, so basically I'm not maximizing my swing, I'm adding loft to the club, and this explains a lot of time why I come short, because basically all I'm doing, I'm just adding loft, so I'm converting my 7-iron into an 8-iron. So I think a lot of people do that without seeing the dynamic loft numbers. That's why it's important to see that number. So I have Manolo with me. He's gonna hit some shots, and he's basically the opposite as me. He puts a lot of he de-lofts the club quite a lot. Okay, so let's look at the numbers here. The spin loft is 28.9 and angle of attack is minus 7.6. So that is a very low dynamic loft. of approximately 21. The only problem here, I think, is the spin axis were to the right, so that's causing the ball to travel a little less. And then the vertical launch is 14.1. But nevertheless, the dynamic loft is way lower than mine. Okay, so he's hitting them really with a negative angle of attack angle of 7.9 and a spin loft of 32.3. So that is driving his dynamic loft really low. The only thing that we gotta be careful here is that we want the spin loft to be a little lower as well. So kind of like in between. So maybe keep that angle of attack maybe at -4 or -5, and try to lower that spin loft, because that's going to be key, the spin loft. I made a video on that, so make sure to check it out. Okay, so what I want to say is that, okay, it's good to lower your dynamic loft. Like for instance, this example here, that's pretty good. You're lowering your dynamic loft, but you have to be careful how you're lowering it. Are you lowering it because you're increasing your angle of attack? I mean, you know, getting negative to high negative numbers, or because you're lowering your spin loft? And basically what you want to do is you want to lower your spin loft. So even if your angle of attack is just -2.3, that's going to be better than having a spin loft of 30 and a -7 or 8 of angle of attack. That's going to be more efficient. You're going to get more distance that way. So remember that the dynamic loft is good to keep it low, but it depends how you're getting that low number. Because if you get a low number by just lowering your angle of attack to -7, 8, 9, and you're keeping the spin loft high, then that's not going to be efficient. You're not going to get the best results that way. Basically, the Mevo Plus doesn't have dynamic loft, but as you can see, you can easily get the number by getting the difference between angle of attack and spin loft. So that is your dynamic loft. Okay guys, so that was it for the video. So I hope that was clear. On the Mevo Plus, you don't have dynamic loft, but you can easily it's the difference between angle of attack and a spin loft. So it's quite important, especially if you're working at the range and if you want to know if you're de-lofting or adding loft to your club. So it's quite simple. And like you've seen in the example between me and Manolo, we're the opposite. So it's good not to be in the extreme, you know. You don't want to de-loft it so much, but you don't want to either add loft to it. So you have to be somewhere in between. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time.